Sometimes special offers come by mail, sometimes online, but there are certain rules that businesses have to follow when giving prizes away.
And Joe is saying different businesses have sweepstakes to win something like a trip to somewhere. How can you check to see who wins the sweepstakes? Well, our Victor Puente has the answer to that good question.
You may have to ask them for it. When a company holds a sweepstakes, they have to put all of the terms in writing. That includes your odds of winning, the value of the prizes, and how they'll notify winners. The U.S. Postal Service has a guide to sweepstakes. It says that most sponsors will provide a list of all prize winners if you're interested in receiving this information. Now, some of them also post that information online. They also remind consumers that for legitimate sweepstakes, no purchase will be necessary, and you will not have to pay to receive your prize. If someone tells you you need to pay first, that's a scam. And finally, a sweepstakes is different than a contest. In a contest, you may have to compete to win a prize, while sweepstakes are supposed to be purely random. If you have a good question, just email us. Goodquestion@WKYT.com. I'll see you on WKYT Mornings.